What you stand for builds what you stand on. Core values, your habit, routine, continuous learning, and becoming unshakable. Welcome to The Practical Edge. We're here to strip down the old and rebuild the better you, helping redesign your life with clarity, courage, and practical strategies. If you're here to stop settling and start evolving, you're in the right place. And I'll be your host, Dylan England. Now, let's get on to the show. You know that saying, what you don't know won't hurt you? Yeah, let's throw that in the trash. Because the truth is, what you don't know can hurt you. Staying in the dark and ignoring what's going on around you, whether it's your health, habits, relationships, your finance, that's how you end up stuck, overwhelmed, and honestly, just not living the life you want or the life you deserve. Look, I get it. We're all busy. We've got jobs, family, and a million things pulling at us. But if you want to grow, if you want to break through the plateau, you have to learn. Learn from your own experiences. And if you're not ready to learn the hard way, then you've got to learn from other people. Reading books, listening to podcasts like this one. Surrounding yourself with people who have been there before and have what you want. Be intentional about where you're putting your focus because ignorance is not bliss, it's stagnation. And here's the thing. Most of the stuff that holds us back is controllable. You have the power to take action to find out what works for you and what doesn't. The choice is yours. Do you want to keep spinning your wheel, or do you want to make life worthwhile by learning, growing, and taking action? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really thought about your values? Not your to-do list, not your job title, but the stuff that actually makes you who you are. You see, so many of us, especially those of us in the thick of life, balancing work, family, maybe even trying to get in shape, maybe chasing a dream, so many of us running on autopilot. We're busy, we're overwhelmed, and honestly, we don't always know why we're doing what we're doing. And that's a problem, because when you don't know what truly matters to you, it's really easy to get stuck in a plateau. To feel like you're spinning your wheels but not going anywhere. That often leads to frustration and sadly, burnout in your own work and life. I've been asking myself a rhetorical question about a lot of things lately. What's the point? Not in a helpless manner, but in the point of productivity. What's the point? What am I producing? What am I trying to create? What am I trying to get out of the effort, out of the work that I'm trying to put in? Am I doing it out of productive procrastination? Or am I doing it because I'm leading a life in alliance with my vision, with my future self of who I want to become in the life that I want to live? What is the intended outcome of the decisions being made, and how will it benefit me or my team in the future? Is it truly productive to the larger picture leading to success, or is it just productive procrastination? So today I want to challenge you. Take a step back and get clear on your core values. The few things that matter most, the principles that guide you, the non-negotiables that define who you are at your best. But if you're not sure what your core values are, think about what's most important in your life and what would you want to help shape each and every decision you make moving forward. Here's how you can get started. First, think about the peak moments in your life, the times you really felt proud, alive, and unstoppable. What were you doing? Who were you with? What values were you living out in those moments? Was it courage? Was it connection? Was it growth? Second, flip it. Think about the times you felt frustrated, angry, or disappointed. Those moments often reveal when a core value is just being violated. What value was being challenged? Maybe it was freedom. Maybe it was honesty. Maybe respect. Third, look at your role models. Who do you look up to and why? What values are they living that you want to embody? And here's the thing, don't overthink this. Don't get stuck trying to make it perfect. Your values don't have to sound fancy or profound. They just have to be true to you. Maybe it's growth, maybe it's family, maybe it's kindness, service, or health. Once you get clear on these, life starts to feel a bit simpler. Decision making gets easier, and you'll know when to say yes and when to say no, and when to fully commit to something. So if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're plateauing in your fitness, your career, or just life, maybe it's not about finding the next tactic or tool. Maybe it's about coming back to who you truly are. Your core values are waiting for you. And once you write those down where you can see them each and every day, they help shape the decisions like guardrails, keeping you on track with living the life you want and deserve to live. Now, part of that process is getting really clear with what matters to you. I'm still talking about our core values. For me, some of my 6 core values that help keep me on track, to give you examples, one is going to be accountability. This guides me to execute on things that I say I'm going to do, show up for the people who rely on me, and take ownership of my decisions and actions to not only continue living up my life for the ability to serve others, but impact others in a positive way, to give my family the life we want to live. I have a friend who goes by Alex Shelley, which some of you may know from TNA, now WWE Wrestling, who in an interview shared information about me years ago that I hold on forever as an affirmation under the core value of accountability. And he says, Dylan's the kind of guy that if he says he's going to do something, he's going to get it done. I now take responsibility to not let his words falter by executing on the things I say I'm going to do. But it didn't start there. There's something he's seen in consistent execution to have the confidence to tell others that statement. My core value number 2, community and help others. This is where community outreach with resources like my social media pages, this podcast, personal interaction, my coaching business through englandcoaching.com, my teaching career with Great Lakes Seminars, my coaching experience under Probability, where I get an opportunity to support a team of 20 staff members who also oversee a team of staff ranging from 2 to 14 people, depending on the clinic. It was not until I began to write down my core values almost every day that I began to require my brain to take that bit of information, improve the actions that I participate in on a daily basis to get to the point in my life of where I'm at. What inspires me most to know is that I'm on the right path. I woke up to a text message from a friend that I got around 3 a.m. saying, "You're the only person that's made me feel stronger lately. Thank you for being here." That is an amazing thing to hear. Someone from the realm of masculinity, from one man to another, to express that may not be easy. The impact is enough for him to reach out and share something like that, which fuels me to continue with my next core value. Core value number 3, integrity and do the right thing. This helps keep me honest to myself and to others. Integrity helps me reset my moral compass to make decisions that may be altruistic. The amazing thing is, like many public speakers share, the more you give to others, the more life gives back to you. I like to think that credibility, like a credit score, affects your relationships with others. If people can't rely on you, and you have not demonstrated to others that you are a reliable person to make the right decision, why should they trust in you in the first place? This was a core value I learned from some of my role models in life, and it excites me to affirm that I am a person that has integrity in doing the right thing. Thus, when I'm at a fork in the road, having the affirmation of how you do anything is how you do everything, and the standard you walk past is the standard you accept. Integrity in doing the right thing keeps me on track to make sound decisions that best serves a larger purpose than myself. But by no means am I perfect. And I do have setbacks and emotional draws. That does not change who I am or who I'm working towards. I'm working towards becoming not always perfect, but where perfection does not exist, like the term perfectly imperfect. Now, my next core value is lifelong learning. I continue to develop and becoming the best version of myself, in turn, helping others and inspiring others to do the same. That's my mission statement. My mission statement and my purpose in life. It's an affirmation I've written, read, and vocalized many times, and it helped shape my brain how it thinks. It also keeps me in alignment with my core values. For me, serving others in the realm of physical therapy, exercise science, health and fitness, life coaching, leadership coaching, teaching professionals to improve their patient outcomes, and licensing for CEUs, I need to continue learning to improve myself. We must always be active, never passive in life, as change is inevitable whether we want to acknowledge that or not. When we begin to accept that, and that time is a finite resource that allows us to get ahead in life or fall behind, it may help give us a kick in the rear to take more action in life, especially if we value our friends, family, health, and wealth, because those factors rely on us to work and improve each and every day. To quote Eric Thomas, if you're still breathing, the best is yet to come. And because I'm still breathing, lifelong learning helps with all other facets of our core values. The best is yet to come, which leads me into our fifth core value, service to others. Perhaps you begin to acknowledge these core values have support to each other. My service to others, though through free content and paid membership content, helps me support others on a personal level while helping others find direction and purpose, living a life they want to live. My ultimate goal is to help others on a grander scale of helping surpass their perceived goals. When I was 19 to 21, I was a personal trainer for a big box gym, and I said something working with a client that stuck with me later that day, which eventually became a tagline for the back of my first round of t-shirts that I made. It's amazing what the human body can accomplish. You just might surprise yourself. And I actually just said it to a patient earlier today. In other words, we don't often give ourselves enough credit as to what we are capable of. We diminish our capabilities due to self-limiting beliefs, due to fears and negative thoughts, and perhaps through things and aspects that we have learned through the decades of life. That is one thing that is motivating me, and my reason I'm here today, teaching and supporting hundreds to thousands of individuals each and every month, is to counter those barriers of perhaps what was learned as a young child and the beliefs that may have been instilled within us. I want to change that thought process to help better change lives. I watch my 1-year-old, and she seems nearly fearless, definitely not afraid of the word no, and seems to be willing to try anything. I feel like seeing the world through her eyes changes perspective. She's uninfluenced by the world around her, and when it comes to limiting beliefs, they don't exist. It's amazing. And eventually, she will see and mimic what she hears, what she sees us do, and through supporting others, building others up, these are things that she's going to learn, traits and aspects. Then a leader she will develop to become, hopefully with the confidence to make an impact on the world, regardless of what the world may look like in 20 years. Service to others is a form of servant leadership that has the ability to make a positive impact. However, in order to make an impact to serve others, there is a key component that cannot be missed and cannot be forgotten. And that's the sixth core value, the foundation. Without it, all other core values may fail to exist. Sustainable health. From exercise movement to building muscle retention, mobility, physical stability, cardiovascular work, all of these things play a role in physical health to live and enjoy life. I want to be able to hike and explore the world when I'm 65 or 75 years old. I've worked with too many 50 to 60-year-olds that allowed their health to diminish due to poor health choices. That does not mean that there's no room to improve and begin learning to live a life that they enjoy or learn to live life again through a different view. I've worked with many patients and clients that's gone from using a walker to a cane to independent to hiking and walking again. I've seen dramatic changes all the way up through the age of 100 years old. Sustainable health means consistency and making sound decisions that will not negatively affect my health. As a health and fitness coach, this is important to me and what I find as a form of my identity. It prevents me from falling into desires for things like steroids when it seems like the standard of the health and fitness industry, even more so during a social media era where everyone seems to be on performance enhancement drugs, walking around in peak physique. Listen, I've been there. I've taken first place in a men's physique competition. One and done. It's okay for me. It's not healthy to be that low in body fat. Despite my current golden retriever personality, living at between 8 to 14% body fat, being at 4% body fat is not a sustainable place to be without a change in your mental state. I also had to shut the world out around me in order to accomplish my own physical goals. Thus, not being able to focus on anything and not being able to give any attention to progressive variables in life. Focusing on what is sustainable, keeping us on track to build all facets of life that we find important to us is going to take priority. As your goals may differ from mine, I'm going to ask you, what are your core values? What matters most to you? What are the non-negotiables you want to protect in your life? Taking a moment of silence and thought to sharpen your axe will help you for the years or decades of growth. Because when you know your values, they become your guardrails. They help you make decisions. They give you direction. They're the filter for your goals, your habits, and how you spend your time. So go ahead and take a few moments today. Think about it. What do you stand for? What kind of life do you want to build? Because once you know that, everything else starts to click in place. So remember, your next level doesn't come from wishing. It comes from daily consistent action. Lean into discomfort and stay relentless. Average is optional, growth is a choice, and the practical edge is where you sharpen that choice. Until next time, stay focused, stay driven, and keep leveling up. Have a great day.